Now looking at the pictures of what is being claimed to be Osama bin Laden after death. Now the information that we've been given so far is that he was killed perhaps a week ago. US President Barack Obama confirming today that Osama bin Laden was dead. Reports also are saying that US is in possession of this body. This is the first picture which has been released of Osama bin Laden after his death. Now look at this, we cannot confirm at this point of time because these pictures are not coming through official channels, but this seems like it is right. These are the pictures of Osama bin Laden, it seems, after being killed in Abbottabad in Pakistan. Abbottabad is a part of, is just 150 kilometers from Pakistan, and initially it was suggested that he was living in a mansion there, but it seems now that it was a very humble abode where this guy lived. And Osama bin Laden, it seems, never stayed in one place for very long, and he kept moving from one place to the other. Dr. Wael Awad is joining us he's from the Al Arabiya television channel. He's a South Asia Bureau Chief. Dr. Wael Awad, thanks for talking to NewsX. Sir, we're looking right now on our screens at the first pictures of what seemed to be Osama bin Laden after he was killed in Abbottabad. But tell me one thing, sir, what kind of reactions can we expect in the world, especially the wild cheering that we've been seeing in America? That sure is going to really upset many people across the Arab world, especially Osama bin Laden being a pan-Arab personality, son of a Yemeni father, son of a mother who was Syrian, and someone who was seen in the Arab world by quite a few people as a hero.
Well, I don't agree with you on this part because being a hero, he's been made by the American as a hero. He was an American icon. He was created by the American, and the American took him. So I think the credit goes to the United States for killing him, and the credit goes for making him a hero. He might have created heroes among the Arab world because the American wanted some kind of instability among the Arab nations. So all his men went back to the Arab country to make chaotic situation, as you can see from different capital, where we have seen people are being killed on the name of bin Laden.
Just and tell me, sir, Dr. Wael Awad, can you please tell me, we're looking at the pictures of Osama bin Laden. It is supposedly the image after his death. Can you please tell us how the Arab world looks at Obama and how they will look at the killing of Obama in Abbottabad in Pakistan?
I can't say much of the reaction, but I can tell you from most of the moderate Muslim people in the Arab world will be happy that there is a finishing. But for the American, they are more happy to see a reason to come and exit from Afghanistan as well. Don't look at the issue only from the angle of the Arab world, because Arab world were not happy even to let a small group of bin Laden and his extremists to hijack an Islamic missions or an Islamic kind of values were run by a small group, and that they have created him as a leader. I think there will be more of a relief in most of the Arab capital. There might be some area where he had a supporter in Yemen, where America would like to focus next.
But Dr. Wael Awad, is it not true that the man we're looking at on our screens, Osama bin Laden, who's been killed now in Abbottabad, US President confirming this, in the last 1 decade across many countries, especially in Pakistan, many people have named their sons Osama, so there has been a kind of appeal there.
Well, it's a creation. Just listen, how much media have created hype about bin Laden and worry about him. And now we are hearing with the too simple operation that bin Laden has been eliminated. This is also one has not to die, naive in his life to know what the American didn't know where he was. They knew it very much, but time is over. 10 years is over in American policy, and 10 years is over, so that means bin Laden is being killed, and then they have to move out of Afghanistan. They have to find a new target, like Libya, like Yemen, where they can create another bin Laden there. So there is a cloning of bin Laden by the American foreign policy when it comes to supporting extremism, and that is how they are creating this. In Libya, the rebels are fighting with Al-Qaeda, isn't it? Aren't we covering Libyan rebel forces? How did the Al-Qaeda gain entry into...
Dr. Awad, also, can you tell us more about Osama bin Laden, the iconic man who...
Libyan rebel forces? How did the Al-Qaeda gain entry into...
Dr. Awad, also, can you tell us more about Osama bin Laden, the iconic man who is now dead, and American forces and perhaps with active help from Pakistani forces have killed him now. The man lies dead. The body perhaps is in the custody of the US right now. It's been almost a week since he was killed. The news was only released today. Tell us more about him, sir. The 17th child and one of the youngest children of his father, born in 1957 in Riyadh. Tell us more about him, sir.
Well, he was born for the Saudis family. He was in the U.S. running business with his family. Bin Laden family is a very big family in the constructions business and investment. So they have been running bridges and building construction of a building in the United States when he was recruited that time with a small rich man to leave everything behind and join the revolution and jihad against the Soviet Union that time in Afghanistan, and he was able to motivate and mobilize large forces because at that time jihad was an acceptable terminology for the West and the United States, and the Arab capitals and the Islamic world have called along with him that they should go for jihad against the Soviet Union. So Bin Laden was able to mobilize thousands of people, and they were able to go into Afghanistan and lead a revolution or a kind of jihad against the Soviet Union with the support and training and equipment from the United States. He was able to do so. But when the United States changed guard with him that they are willing to stay back in Afghanistan, he refused their staying there. So he collaborated with the Afghani government, the Taliban, till he became a kind of wanted by the United States because he revolted against the first person who trained him, who nurtured him. So there was following him from one country to another. From Sudan, they attacked a couple of places because they said Sudanese were also supportive of him. Then they said he is in Yemen, and they also attacked again when the 11th September happened. Then with the claim of he is involved in the 11th of September, then the people United States have declared the war on him, and that's how the invasion of...
But when we talk about the militant organizations, which US prefers to call terrorist organizations, when we look at them, there Osama was quite a hero, a man who was almost 6.5 feet tall, a man who was leading from the front in the Afghan war, and he was right up there on the front lines, braving the Russian forces, and later also continuing to fight, and he was almost always seen with a weapon in his hand. So quite an iconic figure. He was an inspiration. Do you think this will be a big blow to these organizations morally?
I don't see much of a blow because, and anyway, he was sick himself. You know, Bin Laden was sick, and he was also under treatment, and he was supposed to go kidney transplantation, and anybody expected that he was in a dying bed. He might have been an icon for him, but then don't forget that they were able to create more than one Bin Laden. I mean, Bin Laden is become just a figure, but otherwise the organization has spread its wing all over the Islamic and the Arab world, and wherever there is the American, they follow the American either on the killing the American soldiers, and because they believe that America is enemy number one. So there has been all this type of talk, but I think the fallout of his death will be more on Pakistan because the ISI have played the major role in killing Bin Laden, and how many people...
Right, Dr. Velawad from Delhi, from the Al Arabiya television channel. Please do stay with us, because also joining us from Washington is Lalit K. Jha, US senior journalist, Indian journalist from the US. Mr. Lalit Jha, just give us an idea of the feeling in the US or the news. We have seen some really wild cheering in Washington and many other cities of US now that the Americans have learned that the alleged 9/11 plotter Osama bin Laden is dead.
Yes, it's a time for celebration, jubilation. The U.S. here, people have turned out large numbers in Times Square, New York, in Washington near the White House, and different places all over the country to celebrate the occasion after once President Obama announced that Osama bin Laden is dead. It's a great day for them and for the world too.
Right. Also tell us, what did you have any indication at all in the America it was late evening, in America it was early, in India it was early morning. Did you have any indication that perhaps a big news has come in, somebody as big as Osama has died? Or, I mean, how much time before the Obama announcement did you start hearing that something big has happened?
No, nothing at all. There was no clue at all. In fact, in the afternoon, the White House told reporters that there's nothing happening, so you can all go back home. So a formal lead was called for the pool, White House pool. Then suddenly in the evening, late evening, word was sent and messages were sent to reporters, correspondents were covering the White House that...
But I could manage to speak with one government senior source in presidential palace. He told me that killing of Osama bin Laden in Pakistan, in fact, that close to Islamabad, that answers all the questions. And in fact, that he was saying that from many years we were claiming that he is across the border in Pakistan. No one would believe us till now. And I could manage to speak with another politician that he told me that because the killing of Osama bin Laden now is because the relationship between Pakistan and United States is very in a tense situation, and that it was a gift to United States from Pakistani official to Americans to build this relationship. And also we spoke with a Taliban commander fighter, and he said that the killing of Osama bin Laden might not affect much in the war in Afghanistan, because now the Taliban are not the Taliban of 2003 or 2002. The Taliban are very organized now, and even if Al-Qaeda did have a rule, it was the rule of facilitator, and in the past 10 years, officials are saying in the past 10 years, Osama bin Laden trained many other people to be like him. Now the big question mark for the people of Afghanistan, that about a man that he had a relationship of almost 3 decades with this country, from the war with Russians, the civil war he was here, and also in the current situation, that killing of him will bring a security or will affect the current situation in Afghanistan or not. It's the time will tell us.
Okay, thank you very much, our correspondent Kaiser in Kabul, Afghanistan. Let's speak some more now to Mark Kimmett, a retired U.S. Army Brigadier General and former Deputy Director of Plans and Strategy at CENTCOM, joins us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much. Are you surprised at all to hear that bin Laden had been hiding in plain sight in what's being described by our producer in Abbottabad as paradise?